I have recently read and written about two writers who are known and celebrated for their writing style. All it takes is a single paragraph from Lolita or The Catcher in the Rye, and you know without doubt or difficulty where you are. Nabokov's florid style is unmistakable. Salinger writes in a casual, conversational, slangy, scornful way. I thought it was a good time to look at another writer known for his style, of course a very different one, Ernest Hemingway. I don't think time has been kind to Hemingway. It seems as if everything that brought him fame and substance in his day now brings astonishment, disgust, or sarcastic derisive laughter. He has, as they say, fallen out of favor. More than fallen. You hear about someone's meteoric rise, but in nature meteors fall, and Hemingway has experienced, I think, a meteoric fall. All of his male chauvinism, the bravado, the papa pose, it seems slightly pathetic now. He looks like a buffoon. The macho pursuits, big game hunting, boxing, bullfighting, horse racing, drinking, womanizing, war. There's no instant connection to glory now. It doesn't capture the imagination, it repulses it. Grace under pressure has given way to go big or go home. And Hemingway's style is almost a style without style. It is deliberately and sometimes comically flat and presentational, spare. There is this, and that, he says, letting the reader draw their own conclusions. At one time this style was considered to be great American prose, stripped of all affectation, a model for younger writers. Now it seems so unadorned that it reads a little goofy, as if it were written by someone who was out to observe but would do no thinking, not even speculation. It wasn't easy to decide what to read. The Old Man and the Sea was short, and it contained his personality and his message to the world. But I thought it's fully developed Papa, and I don't want to go through that. I wanted something earlier. I remembered somewhat the opening passage to A Farewell to Arms, with the soldiers marching, the dust and the leaves, and how that seemed to introduce and summarize the whole story. But I wanted something even earlier, and not The Sun Also Rises. It made him famous, but I didn't like it. All those wealthy expats hobnobbing about, and wasn't there something about the narrator having his nuts shot off in the war? I went back to a collection of short stories, In Our Time. The stories are broken up by italicized passages, reading as if they were taken from books about war and bullfighting. They might have been magical, evocative once, but they didn't do much for me. The stories didn't either. The writing is almost dopey, and some of the stories are too. Many of them feature Nick, the narrator, in Michigan. I've always liked The 3-Day Blow, but you have to laugh at the end when the two young men, thoroughly hammered, decide it will be a good thing to grab shotguns and go look for one's dad in the woods. Other stories are set for drama, but they read funny. The narrator wants to be practical in all things and to avoid commitment to all things. What would really be swell is if he could just ski his way across the continent, stopping only to drink wine and flirt with pretty young girls. Yes, that would be swell. The last two stories were the ones I look forward to the most, the two parts of The Big Two-Hearted River, the Black River in Michigan. But they disappointed me. Earlier, at a bum camp, a nigger, yeah, there are niggers and wops in the book, more dreadful dating. This man cooked up ham and eggs and bread fried in fat, a dinner fit for a king. But when Nick goes to cook over his fire, and I hate to be judgmental about this, but good golly, he opens a can of pork and beans, dumps that into his skillet, then he opens a can of spaghetti, and while I'm okay with a can of pork and beans, I'm less sure about spaghetti from a can, but he dumps that into the skillet and mixes it with the pork and beans. That's canned spaghetti and pork and beans, and he covers it all with tomato ketchup and cooks it up with bread. I'm no great shakes, but I can do better than that when I go camping, and I can see on camping videos that many other folks can too. Hell, I wanted him to catch fish, fillet 'em, and cook 'em up in the pan, maybe with a couple of strips of thick sliced bacon. I think I see his chosen dinner as another part of Ernest Hemingway's meteoric decline.